Happy Sunday, you guys. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're joining. Welcome back to another live episode of T-Stance on Pageantry. I'm your host, Teresa. If you're new here, thanks for joining. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you like all things pageant related, because that's what we do here. This is my little slice of the internet, so we are talking all about pageants and what's going on. And in this particular live, we are talking about the Miss Universe Philippines 2025 tourism videos. I did not think we were going to get those, but we got them. So yay. So I kind of had to quickly watch them all and just make notes and stuff. So it was mad dash because they came out kind of like the end of the week, towards the end of the week. So I was just like, dang it, I gotta make time to watch these videos so I can talk about it on our live today. And then of course, I believe the prelims are tomorrow and the finals are Friday, the 2nd of May. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best to watch the prelims tomorrow night. I might start it. I don't know if I'll finish it. We'll see. It depends on how long it is and how much stamina I have, because I will have to watch it after I get home from work. And then probably the same with the Friday finals. I will have to watch it after work. So won't get to do a live until, for the finals, I probably won't do a live until, I'm not even sure, Saturday. I might have to do the live on Saturday just because on Sunday I do have to work during this time. So I don't know if I'll be able to do a live on Sunday. So it might have to be Saturday, but we'll see. I'll try to figure that out. And I will definitely try and do a live sometime in the week after the prelims. Wednesday is a public holiday for us here. So it's our election day, so I might be able to go live on Wednesday and talk about the prelims then. So stay tuned. We shall see how it goes. But yeah, let's get into today's topic. Like I said, we are talking about Miss Universe Philippines 2025 tourism videos. Now, let me pull out my notes for a second here because I did have a couple of things I wanted to talk about that I didn't want to miss. Oh, I can't find my notes. Anyway, some of the things I do want to mention about the videos as a whole. I'm not sure what the direction or instruction was for these particular videos, but I do feel like they were a little bit different than what I've experienced before. I can't remember if I watched the tourism videos last year, but I definitely know the year before that. So that would have been 2023. I watched the tourism videos. I have to say, all the tourism videos this year, excellent quality. They usually are. Very, very well done videos. Can't complain on the quality. And I have a question. If you guys have the answer, please comment down below. But I'm just curious to know whether the Miss Universe Philippines organization helps the girls find videographers, or are the girls required to find their own videographers and simply just do it on their own? Because I'm curious, because all of the videos are really top notch, really, really good quality. We got some beautiful, beautiful shots of the different provinces and cities and whatnot. So stunning. But I'm just curious, and I'm curious who pays for that. Does the Miss Universe Philippines organization pay for it? Do the girls pay for it? Is it complimentary? I'm curious because I just think about how cool it would be for K-Man to do something like that with their contestants, but I feel like it would be very, very expensive here. Everything here is really, really expensive. So I feel like finding videographers to produce even a 1 to 2 minute tourism video will be thousands of dollars. So I'm just curious, how much does it cost and who sets that up? If you guys know, please comment down below because I want to learn. I want to know about that. The biggest difference I saw in these videos versus videos that I'd seen before was that I felt like we got a lot of videos that were consisting of B-roll footage, meaning like there was no voiceover. Some of the videos that didn't have any voiceover, they didn't have any lower thirds. So for those who don't know, lower thirds are like the labels that you would see on the sort of the left hand side of the screen. I know opposite way, but like kind of where my name is, that's like a lower third. So we didn't get any lower thirds, and for me personally, I felt like I gravitated more towards the videos that did have either someone speaking directly to the camera or there was voiceover, just because as someone who's never been to the Philippines, I need you to tell me, what am I looking at? Like, what am I looking at? What are you eating? Where are you visiting? Like, what is this cultural festival called? Like, if you're just showing me B-roll shots of you in the middle of the street or in the middle of your cultural dance, I don't know anything about that. Like, I don't know what that is. You've not told me what this festival is, what this dance is. Like, I don't know anything about it. You're not giving me any history, any background, nothing. So it's hard for me as someone who is not from the Philippines or not from that specific city to sort of connect with that, because I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know, like, and I want to learn. Like, you got to tell me like what makes your place so special. Tell me about the history, the culture, everything. So without further ado, these are the women. I'm just gonna rattle them off, and then I'll kind of go into a few that really stood out to me a bit deeper. So right off the bat, Albay, Angeles City, Batangas, Benguet, Bohol, Batuan City, Miss Philippines from Australia. I didn't even realize she was in Australia. I was confused. Cameron Sor, Camiguin, Cebu City, Ifugao, Elegant City, the girl who highlighted Seattle, Laguna, Lapu Lapu, the girl who highlighted Canada, Manila, Montalupa, Naga City, Pampanga, Pansignan, Pasay City, Quirino, Taguig, and Tarlac. So let me dive in a little bit deeper on some of the ones that I was just like, I really like this. This was top notch. Albay. I thought she had great personality. Loved it. I felt like the whole premise of her video was to show us basically the this or the that kind of thing, where whether you prefer this or you prefer that, it seems like Albay has the best of both worlds. No matter what your preference is, you can find something. It's something for everyone. That's kind of what I got, and I really felt her personality coming alive. She looked really cute. I thought, yeah, really well done. Really great way to start off the tourism videos. Angeles City. She was very upbeat. Like, the music was upbeat. It was quick pace, and I liked that. She talked about how Angeles City was like modern and dynamic, and it's the people that truly make Angeles City so special. And it's a place where community and heritage are important, and where heritage meets progress. And I felt like it felt like a real commercial for her city. Batangas did hers in a very interesting way. It was creative. So it seemed like she was FaceTiming with her friend, and of course she was speaking, is it Tagalog? Is that how you pronounce it? It seemed like she was speaking Tagalog. So yeah. She was talking to her friend, and her friend was saying, I think her friend was trying to say like, oh, I'm coming to Batangas, what should I do? And so she was telling the friend all the things that you could do in Batangas. And I liked it because how they did the video was that they had the FaceTime down in the right hand corner, and like in the background was all of the B-roll footage of everything she was talking about. Creative. I liked it. It was fun. It was realistic. Oh, hi, Ohenaba. Thanks for joining. I'm doing good. I'm tired as usual, but I'm doing good. How are you? So, then we had Benguet. She was fun. She was playful. I like that her video was upbeat. It seems very Bangat seems very adventurous, and I thought that she was one that didn't have a lot, or maybe she didn't have any voice over. It was mostly just B-roll footage of her our city, and honestly, I still connected with that, and I think it's because when we were watching it, it was very clear what she was talking about, and so yeah, like she really reinforced that. Hey, I'm talking about baguette. So I thought one thing I appreciate about her video as well was that she actually was engaged in the scenes. So some of the videos that I saw, the girls were in it, but they weren't doing anything other than looking cute. They were like walking down the road, twirling, waving, just smiling, posing. Listen, I get it. It's a beauty pageant. We love it. But time and place. If we're here to sell your city, province, or whatever, let's sell the city, province, or whatever. Like, if you're gonna be in the video, I need to see you engaging with the scene, meaning you're talking with the people that you're crossing by, like if you're in a market or something, or you're eating the food that you're telling us about. Like, be engaged in the scene and not just be there to say that you're there, because you're not adding anything to the scene, right? So I appreciated that she was involved and engaged in the scene, so I thought that that was really great. Behol, hers had a different feel because of the music. It was softer, a bit more calmer. And I love that she really told us about Behol, the history, the nature, the culture. She did a lot of voiceovers rather than like being in every clip, which I thought was great because, it's not about you, it's about Behol. So I could definitely see her as being on a travel channel somewhere. I did think her video, though, ended abruptly. I don't know what happened. It's Pangasinan. Okay, I will try to remember that. Thank you. I've been busy. The end of the semester exams start tomorrow. Ooh, good luck. I hope it all goes well. I do not miss having to take exams. Ugh, exams. But good luck. What are you studying? What are you getting your you're in college? Are you getting a degree, or are you in high school, or sorry, I don't know. So let me know what you're studying, what you're preparing to take. This is another one you might have to help me with. Batuan City. I thought she had a good intro, great music. She spoke about the history, the indigenous people, the culture, and like that she gave an invitation, which really made the video feel like inviting. Come and experience. I think she said something. Come and experience Batuan City. I loved it, right? For the ladies who, and I guess I didn't realize that even though they have, I guess it's because they actually do have cities or provinces of the Philippines listed on their sash, and not like, which is the other part, which would like they will say Filipino Society of San Francisco or of Australia. I guess I kind of forgot that not everyone lives in the Philippines or grew up in the Philippines. So I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew that, but I kind of forgot about it because it's not on their sash all the time. So Australia did a good job. And I thought for the most part, a lot of the ones who were highlighting other cities that outside of the Philippines, I thought they did a good job. Like, I like that they actually, what they did was they showed us the relevant parts of where they live, where they grew up, kind of thing. So if it was think it was one like Australia, there was New York, San Francisco. They weren't just telling us, oh yeah, this is New York, or oh, wait, this is Australia, but they were like, this is Australia, and we have a strong Filipino community here in the blah 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 part of Australia, in the blah 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 part of New York, and some of the streets are named after like famous people in the Philippines or what have you, and it would show art. So it really, to me, they did a good job, even though they were highlighting outside of the Philippines. I thought they did a good job of tying it in, and then I think almost all of them tied it back to the city or province that they were actually that's actually on their sash. So that was really really well done. Thank you. Bachelor's degree in electrical and electronic engineering, major in power, and minors in telecommunications. Okay, look at you. Engineering. All right. Well, best of luck. Um, who else? Oh, Cebu City. I thought hers was really well written. Really well written. Like I said, good job of highlighting the different aspects of her city. Like she told us about the oceanarium, but then she talked about places you could go for like high fashion shopping. So that's cool because you got the nature, and then you got for someone who might like the more finer things in life, they want to shop a little bit. And then I like that she highlighted that Cebu City is forward thinking, yet still holds on to its deep rooted values. And she showed us the island, sort of the beaches, and just gave us an island feel and the highlands. So she did a good job with that. Like I really liked hers. It definitely was a standout to me. Um, who else? I love that Iligan City started with your next adventure starts now. That was fun. Um, she talks about adventure, and she told us about the festivals. She shared about the food. She said explore, dare, and conquer. There is only one Iligan. So that was a really nice way to promote her city, and I thought she did a good job with that. Laguna also did a good job mentioning the festivals, the food, and like the artistry. And she said that her town has a story to tell, and I like that. It's adventurous. There's relaxation. There's history. So really, really well done. Who else? Lapu Lapu. Her video was fast paced but very informative. Actually, because Atisa had such limited time, she actually decided to just showcase the people of Quezon Province and how happy they are in just simple things. And thank you for that. Why did she have such limited time? I was wondering why. That's why I didn't call her out on my list, because I was a bit like disappointed that it it just it didn't materialize to what I was expecting based on what I had seen thus far, for her. Decided to just showcase the people of Quezon Province and how happy they are in just simple things and how they celebrate. Yeah, that was odd to me that hers would have been so short and like not. She didn't show me anything about Quezon Province, but she did show the people, yes. And like I did remember seeing that and thinking, okay, nice. Like she's like engaging with the people, but then it was just sort of like, where I didn't feel like a complete video for me personally. So yeah, but Lapu Lapu, her video was fast paced, very informative. I love that she showed the seafood because I actually love seafood. So like that would get me to go there. I love seafood. She talked about handcrafted guitars, the craftsmanship, historical monuments, and I just loved her overall knowledge of the city. Like you could tell she's very knowledgeable. Montalupa did really good. I actually thought that she was one of the best ones because she showed her on-camera skills. Like she spoke directly to the camera, and she did it really, really well. So again, the girl is talented, and there's no way I don't see her being in the top 5. Something has to go seriously wrong that I don't see her in the top 5, because she's really showcasing her skill set, and I did like her video. It was upbeat, nice jazzy feel to it. I like that she said that Montalupa is the gateway to the universe. and yeah, I love how engaged she was in all of her scenes. And like I said, she spoke to the camera, and that really demonstrates your on-camera skills. And I think that that's really important in today's pageant world, because if you see how things are going, they want you to sell products, they want you to be engaging with media. So it, that's really good that she was able to showcase that. It was a last minute decision to participate this year. She was actually going to run for city councilor, but once the one they selected stepped away, she just took this chance as an ode to her grandma. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Good to know. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. I thought Passe City, I love the sound of her voice. She has a really nice sounding voice. She talked about festivals, food, and I thought overall like her video was just a well written, and like I thought she's a good storyteller. Like I enjoyed watching her videos overall. Maureen Monte, I don't know how you say that, Montagan, was actually supposed to represent Quezon province. Okay, yes. I remember that there was something happened. She stepped down or stepped away, and then that's how Atisa stepped into the role. And so, was Atisa the first runner up? Like, or like, how did that even come? How did they even decide that Atisa was gonna be the one to go? Like, as in, like, did they not hold a competition in Quezon province, have their winner, their runners up, or was it just like an appointment? Did they appoint Maureen, and then they just decided to appoint Atisa after Maureen decided not to go? So I liked Carino's video as well. She talks about how Carino is the hidden gem of the Philippines. It's natural beauty. She talks about the caves, the rivers, there's whitewater rafting. She really showcased, adventure, and I like that. And she said here in Carino, everyone is treated like family, and I like that a lot. That was really, really nicely done. I thought Tarlak's video was creative because she started with these two girls on a bus. It really did feel like a commercial. The two girls were on the bus, and they were like, "Oh, we're in Tarlac. We don't need to see nothing. We're gonna go back to sleep. This place has nothing for us." And she really counteracted that. And I love that she said that here in Tarlac, you don't need no filters because it's a place of natural beauty. And she talks about the diverse cultures there, the adventure, where it's a place where your adventurous spirit will be awakened, and nature is more than a view. There's lots of history, sacred places, traditional food. I love the changes in music that we got. So that was a really, really well done video, and I like that she ended with, "It's a destination where every moment is worth unlocking." Love those little lines and such. So overall, I would say everyone did a really good job. There wasn't anyone that I felt like, oh my god, this was really, really bad. But it's just that the videos where people were speaking, where there's voiceover or there was like lower thirds, that's the kind of tourism video that is going to resonate with me personally. There was no competition. It was just an appointment. So when Maureen stepped away, they had to convince Atisa to join. She went like, "Okay, grandma, this one is for you." Oh, okay, that that makes sense. I get it now. And is that how? Well, I don't think that's all of them are not done like that. All of the cities and provinces, some of them do have competitions and some of them don't, right? Does Quezon province normally appoint someone, or do they have competitions from time to time? Have you seen the Her Story videos of the girls? No, I haven't. I didn't even know that. The Were those recent? Because if they're recent, I probably didn't see it. Let's see. Okay, yeah. You see, they gotta release this stuff. Like the timeline for the release of these videos are not great for my life personally, because one, there's so many of them. In order to watch them all, make notes, decide on my favorites, it's just not doable. They did this yesterday. Yeah, I definitely did not see these, but I'll have to check them out. Maybe this afternoon. I'll check them out and see, and then we can talk on about them in my midweek uh live. You can only come to nationals, which started last year, by appointment or through competition. Okay, interesting. I kind of like that though. Because, like, I think about it, if we did that here by appointment or by competition instead of at large, that actually could be beneficial for us here in the Cayman Islands, because what ends up happening is we just get a lot of women enter our national pageants at large. Like, there's no preliminary, there's no other competition or any official appointment or anything like that. So the girls are kind of pretty much on their own to figure things out, unless they go and get a pageant coach. And most girls entering our national pageants they're not even engaged in the pageant industry to know that there is such a thing as a pageant coach. Even though we are like a really small country, that you would think that these things would be known by everyone, that you should engage a pageant coach. You don't see a lot of girls getting pageant coaches. And even so, we don't have a lot of local pageant coaches. And I do think that because people look at pageantry here in Cayman as sort of like a hobby, not anything to take serious, they're not willing to invest the money to get, say, a virtual pageant coach to work with. Because, like, virtual pageant coaches out there are pricey. And for good reason, because they do great work. But yeah. So Atisa's video is going viral. She actually went through abuse, both mental and physical, a few weeks before she competed in Japan in 2018. She was just 21. Competed in Japan? What was she competing for? She was just 21. Wow. Okay. Okay, I definitely am gonna have to check it out. Let me see. Quezon Province. That's a lot though. And I think that's really courageous of her to share such a personal experience with her people. Oh yeah, when you say viral, everybody else still has like under 100 views or just a little over. She has 2.3 thousand views. Miss International 2018. She was first runner up. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, she has 2.3 thousand views. So yeah, and nobody else has reached 1,000 as yet. So yeah. Okay. I will definitely check it out and see if I can put together a little list of who stood out. But yeah, I wish they had put this out earlier, because then I would have been able to watch it. Because they put it out so late, so close to Sunday. I'm just like, I didn't even see it. I was so busy watching the tourism videos and getting through all of that I completely missed her story. And I completely forgot about her story. Normally her story comes out weeks back. So weeks earlier, I should say. But yeah, very interesting. And then I have put together a list of pre-preliminary standouts, and then I don't know where that list went. So, and now I only have like a partial list. I don't know where it is. She competed without fingernails. They had to give her fingernail extensions to cover it up. Some girls have some very inspiring stories to tell. Yeah, and I commend them for being vulnerable enough to share those stories, because it's not easy. to share those kind of intimate details about your personal life. It can be very triggering, very hard to 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 speak about. So that's really brave of her and some of the other girls for sharing their stories. But I think when you get to a place where you can share those stories, it can be very inspiring to other women, or just people in general who are going through similar situations, and that they can look up to that person and see how far they've come, and know that, this doesn't have to be the end. It's You can absolutely change your life and have it be the beginning of an incredible life to live. So that's really commendable. um Speaking of, like, going back to, like, my favorites or my pre-preliminary standouts, I have a partial list because I can't find the whole list. But these are just some of the people that I kind of had at the top of my head that I could remember this morning. So this is in no particular order, just literally how I thought of them. Baguio City, Romblon, Oriental Mindoro, Occidental Mindoro, Ifugao, Sinaloan, Laguna, Sultan Kudarat, Benguet, Ozami City, Malay Aklan, Bago City, Angla City, Taguig, Quezon Province, Montelupa. Those are just some of the people, some of the ladies that really stood out to me. There's more. I had more. I had a longer list, but I can't remember everybody who was on that list to put it back down. So I'll have to keep looking to see if I find it. But anyway, the preliminaries are tomorrow. So after tomorrow, that list will change probably. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. It's so crazy because how pageantry works is that you could be, doing okay throughout the journey, and then it comes to the prelims and you just have a bad day, a bad performance, and sometimes that can really sink your scores, especially going into finals. So it will be interesting to see how things pan out. Will we get any surprises? Will I get any surprises? Because I don't know. We'll see. There's some girls that when I look at all the videos that I've done and, like, the people who've been featured in those videos, there's definitely some inconsistencies. There's some girls who I'm like, oh, she was great here, but then never talked about her again because she's not consistent. And definitely, you want to be consistent. Consistency is the name of the game. You want to be showing that you can manage all areas of the competition and that you're kind of in that mid-tier or higher up, Tomorrow is going to be a very busy day in the Philippines. Mr. Filipinas Worldwide Finale, where 7 international pageant titles. I saw that. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, I saw that. And then they're going to do the whole prelims for Miss Universe Philippines. It's going to be quite a day for them. And unfortunately, I will be at work, so I won't get to watch it probably until later. Both in the same venue and same stage. So just like back to back. So wait. They're doing this on a Monday. So have people like taken off work to go and watch? Just time difference. Yeah. Okay. So are people like in the Philippines taking off time to go from work to go and watch? Did they declare it a national holiday so everyone can go watch? Because I know that pageants are a big deal there. So I'm curious, are people taking off time from work to go watch? Be interesting. So because I don't usually hear of pageants, whether prelims or finals, ever being on a Monday. Like, that seems usually weekend or Friday or Thursday, later in the week. But this one is right on Monday. Interesting. So we shall see. I think by the time I wake up, y'all will have already started. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. We'll see it. Maybe I can sneak a little peek at lunchtime tomorrow and just kind of start watching and seeing how things are progressing. But I kind of want to watch it when I'm not going to be interrupted. I do like that I am watching it later because then I can fast forward through some of the bits and get straight to the stage portion of it. So, looking forward to that. Cannot wait. It's been a long journey with Miss Universe Philippines, but a fun one. Great getting to learn more about the girls. There are a few things that can put the whole country on pause. Boxing, pageantry, and some little things. Yeah, so I met a girl here who is, her family is Filipino, and she told me there are, is it 3 Bs or 4 Bs? I can't remember, of Philippines, and that's boxing, basketball, beauty pageants. Was there another one? The 3 Bs? Is it 3 Bs or 4 Bs of the Philippines? Boxing, basketball, beauty pageants. I can't remember if there was a fourth one. But yeah, when she told me that, I laughed because I thought that is so precious. I love it. Yeah. We don't have anything like that. I feel like that brings Cayman to a halt. Yeah. So, did you guys hear the interesting news? Or, I don't know. I feel like I'm always late. So, maybe you guys know about this from before. But I saw that. Did we talk about this last week? Maybe we did. Nawat has the MUPh license for 25 years. So TPN Global is probably never getting that back, not until after 25 years. And that he's now the new executive director because, I don't know, he's now the new executive director, and somehow Anne is caught up in some issue with the SEC in Thailand where she was fined and banned from holding any executive position in a publicly traded company. Wow. Like, what's going on? Because I think they were saying that she violated some law, that she spread, like, she gave mis or false information to them, because as a publicly traded company she's required to let them know of any major sales. Yeah, he's gonna probably try to acquire it. No, what? Oh my gosh. So people have been talking about this and saying that what if he acquires it and then renames it and combines like Miss Grand and Miss Universe, so it's like Miss Grand Universe? No, I hope not. Like, let Miss Grand be Miss Grand and let Miss Universe be Miss Universe. They don't need to come together. We don't need that, because there's a reason why you started Miss Grand and there is a reason why we have Miss Universe. They both serve their place. So let's keep them separate, because I feel like they both speak to different women. So I don't think they should give him no ideas about merging them too. Please, y'all, don't give them no ideas about merging these pageants together. But yeah, he might just acquire it. I mean, I only know a little bit about him, and I know people are weary of him and the way that he runs Miss Grand. I know that people have accused the pageant of being somewhat unfair. I don't know. I don't know about him owning Miss Universe organization. I don't know if that's the best thing. I actually want Nawat to acquire MUO. At least with him, he is transparent with us, and we know what we are getting with him. Okay. Okay. Fair point. You feel that he is transparent? And in what way would you say that he's been transparent? I've only watched Miss Grand like a couple of times, so I'm not like big on Miss Grand, or big on Nawat, so I don't know him or like the way he operates really well. But I've been reading the comments and people seem to not like him in they call Miss Grand a cooking show. I don't know. I don't. I'm just. This is what I'm picking up online when I read the comments and such. So it's interesting. Um, yeah. Noah has made a clear difference between Miss Universe and MGI. He said, if you want elegance, go for Miss Universe. If you want entertainment, go for Miss Grand. I've heard that before. And that's true. And I would hope with him saying that, if he does acquire Miss Universe, he will keep them separate because I think they're great separate. Like, we don't need to have them combined at all. So, yeah. Um, Miss Grand is its own thing. So I think keeping it separate is the best for everyone. But at least if he does acquire it, we can expect really good shows. That is one thing I will say. Like Miss Grant, them shows be unreal. Like really well done. So like he knows he has like a knack for like that entertainment value aspect, I think, and I think that is important. It's a great way to like grab people who may not be necessarily pageant fans, as well as if you can produce an entertaining show. So yeah, I think that's one thing we'll get out of him that's really gonna be interesting, is a really good show for Miss Universe, which after the show we had last year, I feel like, you know, like how can he lose this year? He can't. Like it's gonna be great no matter what, because the show we had last year was just not it. They need to go back to the drawing board about these continental queens, because how are you gonna tell me that you are dethroning Opal Miss Universe Thailand because okay she's pursuing a after you done take away the franchise from TPN Global, which was her people who had the franchise, like, you know, she answered to them. And then you take away the franchise and you give it to Nawat. And then, so she decides she's going to go do another pageant, Miss World. I mean, I'm curious, like, did she sign up, when she got third runner up with Miss Universe, did she sign a contract with them that would be holding her to the Miss Universe organization? Because if she didn't sign a contract with them, then what is there to like why would we need to do this? We don't need to do the whole dethronement thing, because to me, in my eyes, how I think about it is, if you don't have a contract with the organization, you've won the title in sort of like name only. And she was the third runner up, for goodness sakes. Like, even if, because usually runners up are the queens in waiting, they're, you know, there to step in if the queen cannot fulfill her duties, but she's the third runner up, the third. Like, you mean that would be, for in order for her to ever fulfill any kind of duty as Miss Universe, you would have to tell me the second runner would have to not be available, the first runner would have to not be available. When, in what world would that ever happen? And then it's like, you've got the continental queens over here and you're utilizing them and you're taking them on trips, which great that you're fulfilling your word because that's what you said you were going to do, but then you're not, it doesn't seem like she was getting anything from the experience. So why would she continue with, why would she stay in a third runner-up placement instead of like moving on? The pageant has already come and gone. Like, I don't understand, like, what was the point of saying they're gonna strip her of her title? Like, she wasn't, were you using her? You weren't really using her. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So if she wants to go over there and she wants to go to do Miss World, then whatever. I don't personally understand it. Okay, so Hannibal says, it's just sometimes the way he conducts himself, but he lets us know what he wants, what he expects, and what others should do. He even told us to talk to from MGI last year after their interviews. Oh, okay. Opal's dethronement was giving like a child throwing tantrums when they see the toy they discarded is treated like a treasure by someone else. And she would be like, come on, like, you guys took away I don't think do they think things through before they do them? Like, you took away the franchise from the people that she was closest to, that she was working with. And you made it so that these people are not going to get this franchise back anytime soon. Because you've given what? A 25-year lease, basically. So they're going to move on and go where they feel valued. They have found Miss World. They want a representative for Miss World. And I'm sure that they didn't have time to produce a pageant. So they asked her to go. And like, she's only the third runner-up. Like, I could understand she was the first runner-up maybe, but she's third. Like, in what world? Hi, Jenna. Happy Sunday. I'm so excited to watch Miss World this year and cheer Opal on. Same. Someone said now the girls at MU are no longer going to compete with at least the top 5 as an intention, but getting continental queen positions. Yeah, they need to sort that out. To me, it just doesn't make sense, because how are you telling me that you've got women who, like Miss, what was her name again? Matilda. What country was Finland? She was Finland. And she's Miss Europe. Right? And then you've got, like, she's not in the top 5. I don't understand. Like, help me out. I don't understand it. Like, you got Miss Philippines, who didn't make the top 5, but she's a continental queen. And then you had Opal, who was from Thailand, an Asian country, did make the top 5, but is not the continental queen. How was the continental queen decided? I think that is what they need to come out and say. How was it decided? And I mean, we can speculate that it probably was just handpicked, like, by the Miss Universe organization, aka Anne. Like, probably cherry picked who she wanted to be a continental queen. Her and Raul, and probably Osmel was in there too. But it didn't make no sense, because you essentially you've given a crown to people who were not in the top 5. So now you've made the runners up irrelevant. And I don't think they understand that. They made the runners up irrelevant by giving other people crowns who were not in the top 5. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I don't understand. So they need to sort that out. Or they need to be upfront and be like, look, you could make it to the top 5, but the Miss Universe organization is going to choose their continental queens. And if that's what you plan to do, okay, fine. But be upfront about it so that everybody can know what to expect. But yeah, now I could definitely see contestants trying to go for a continental queen title as opposed to making it all the way to the top 5, because irrelevant unless you win. Irrelevant. So, and I mean, I think it's just a way for them. Asian pageant bloggers are now saying that Opal is now the one to beat from Asia, but other pageant bloggers from other countries are saying Krishna is the one to beat from Asia. Oh, it's going to come down to the Philippines and Thailand all over again for this Asia title. Well, we'll see. We shall see how it pans out. But I definitely think Opal is in the right pageant. Like, this, to me, she just fits. I feel like it's her. It's like, that's just, even when she was on the Miss Universe stage and I was listening to her talk about her, like, experiences and everything, I was like, you give me Miss World vibes. You give me Miss World vibes. So I'm happy that they chose her and that she's going. And she just, when I look at her in her beautiful ball gown, and she looks like a modern day princess, which is how I always envision Miss World. They feel Julia is not going to risk going for Opal with all these dramas surrounding her. She needs to work twice as hard to outbeat the competition. Okay, well, you know what? I mean, it could go both. You could look at it like that, but you could also look at it as working in her favor, because from, like, if I were Julia, how I would look at it is like, oh, you valued my pageant so much that you left your other title behind to come and do my pageant. and you're bringing additional, albeit it's a little bit dramatic, but you're bringing additional press to my pageant. That's how I would look at it. So I would like that if I were Julia. I would, you know, you'd want additional press. You want people talking about, you know, your contestants. And so if she were to go to distance, if Oprah were to go to distance and win, then that's a lot of press for Julia's pageant. So I actually think it could work in Oprah's favor to have all of this controversy surrounding her. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, so what? She left Miss Universe to go to Miss World. It's really, Miss Universe made it a bigger deal than what it was when they decided to dethrone her, because then it didn't make no sense. Like, she's a third runner up. Like, what are you dethroning? You stripping her of her title, and for what? It was probably a title in name only. Like, did she have any responsibilities? Did she have any duties? Because if she didn't, then what is there to take away? She's still going to be the third runner up. We're still all going to acknowledge her as the third runner up. It made no sense. When Opal came out in her angel wing gown during Miss Universe finale last year, she was giving major Miss World. Yeah. Major Miss World vibes. You know who else gives me Miss World vibes? And she's so beloved. I like her. She's so sweet. Pauline Amulet. I'm like, girl, you need to go do Miss World, because even when she was competing last year in Miss Philippines, she wore that white, loose fitted gown. To me, it was giving Miss World, and her personality, like her demeanor, it just gives me Miss World vibes. Has she ever competed for Miss World? Do we know? Because she just, I don't know, there's something like sweet, down to earth, and just genuinely wholesome about Pauline, that I'm just like, yeah, she gives me ultimate Miss World vibes. I'd love to see her compete for Miss World. I think she could do really well over there. But yeah, people are saying it sounded very ironic when Opal was crowned Miss World Thailand. She was saying Miss World is the biggest platform there is, while she was singing a different tune a few minutes ago. Well, you know what? I mean, she had to say what she had to say, because she was involved in that pageant, and now she's moved over here, and she's allowed to change her mind. She's allowed to. I mean, that's not surprising to me, because if you're in one system, you're going to say all the positives and uplift them and promote them. That's part of your job, is to uplift, promote the system that you're in. And if you move out of that system and you go to another system, same thing. You're gonna want them to look good. I mean, Miss World is the longest running pageant, is it not? And the way Miss Universe is going down the drain, because we never, Miss Universe, you just never know what's gonna be next with them. There's so much uncertainty. There's too much behind the scenes drama. It's just too unstable. So I can't blame her for switching gears and saying that. Pauline turns 30 this August. Unless Miss World increases the age limit, then Pauline is gonna be the best girl. It's gonna be the best to send to Miss World. Yeah. I wish Miss World would kind of up their age, because is it cut off 27? I can't remember if it's 26 or 27, but even just to up it to 32, like, that would be great. That would be great to up it to 32. Because then just give more people time to compete. But yeah, I feel like when I saw Pauline on that stage in that gown, because it was, when I looked at her and I looked at the women standing next to her, I was like, okay, one of you is not like the rest. And it was her. It was her gown, her demeanor, just her essence. She is such a Miss World. So has she never competed for Miss World? Yeah, but she's such a Miss World girly. I think and I know she competed for Miss Universe several times, and I think she wanted that Miss Universe title so bad, and then when it finally just did not happen for her, I can see like her now just kind of being like, okay, I've done this several times, and it just seems like she's sort of like, I guess, retiring from pageants, I guess you would say, um, which is, it's tough, but one thing she did was she really captured the hearts of the people. Like, she's very, very beloved, and I think that crown or no crown, that's one of the best things that you can walk out with. And I mean, she did go to Miss Supranational and did really, really well there. And for me, Miss Supranational, I see that as being sort of the in between of Miss World and Miss Universe. I see it as like, it in terms of like fashion and stuff, like it's very similar to Miss Universe in that they're very fashion forward and glam and all of that, but then it has the From the Ground Up project, which is very reminiscent of Miss World, so it's got the best of both worlds in the middle there. So I see why she did well there. I think she did really well there, so I see that. But I think, oh, put this girl in Miss World and she would nail it. Some Latino pageant bloggers are saying Atisa should have gone to Miss World long ago. Pauline has never competed for Miss World. Yeah. You see, I think, for me personally, I feel like everyone has, based on their demeanor, their personality, their vibe, their brand, like everyone has a pageant that they are probably more like aligned with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can look, especially here in Cayman, I can look at girls and I'd be like, okay, I think she seems more like a Miss World than she does a Miss Universe kind of thing. And I think it's important to know that. Like, and this is why I think it's important to work with pageant coaches, because a pageant coach, if they're good, they can tell you based on just interacting with you, looking at your photos, getting a feel for your personality, getting a feel for like your values, which pageant you would probably be better suited for. And that's not to say, and I always say this to my clients as well, just because I say you're a Miss World girl or you're a Miss Universe girl, it doesn't mean that you can't go and do the other pageant that you want to do. I think it's important to know where you are on the spectrum, because I think it gives you a direction on where you need to go, right? So if you naturally, to me, I see a lot of women who present as a Miss World, but they want to do Miss Universe, and I tell them, well, to me, you give me Miss World vibes, but if you want to do Miss Universe, this is, now you know what direction you need to go in. You would need to be comfortable with aligning yourself with the Miss World, Miss Universe brand, right? And vice versa. You have to be willing to align yourself with the brand, the pageant that you are competing for. And some people are willing and capable of doing it, and some people are not willing to do it, or they're just not, they don't have the right people around them to help them to align themselves with the brand that they're trying to compete for. So they never truly achieve that transition from this to that kind of thing. So I think that that's important to know. And because if I were coaching Atisa, Pauline, I would be like, hey girl, you giving Miss World vibes. Maybe we try you over there first, and see how that goes for you. You might find success there. But if you really desire Miss Universe, let's make a few tweaks. So Ohenaba says, Pinoys are united in singing one tune now, that CJ Opiaza should be sent to Miss Universe next year. She is the newest queen maker in the Philippines at the moment. Okay. Yes, CJ, oh man. CJ, the girl is a Miss Universe, for sure. She's a Miss Universe, for sure. She's for sure a Miss Universe girly. And going back to Atisa, I am picking up on a lot of Miss World vibes from her as well. I am. Like I see where she's making the efforts to better align herself with Miss Universe, but I still am seeing hints of that Miss World come through even this year. Even this year. So it's very interesting. But it's hard when you've got these girls who they have their heart set on one specific pageant, and that pageant is the dream. And then it's hard for someone to come along and say, well, I know that Miss Universe is your dream, but do you know that you really closely align with Miss World? Um, and you will probably find more success over there. Um, it's hard to get people to reconcile with that, I think, and get them to change their mind. And then sometimes it's tough for me as a coach because then I sit there and I watch them go into Miss Universe knowing that they're like a Miss World girl, and all I see when I look at them is, you know, you're a Miss World. I see a Miss World and everything that they're doing. I just look at them and I'm like, you're a Miss World. You're trying to be Miss Universe. I'll give you that, but it's just giving Miss World vibes. Reina Hispano Americana 2025 was trained by her. Miss Grand Thailand 2025 was also trained by her. Lexi was trained by. Listen, good girl out here coaching and claiming titles. Okay. Yeah. I mean, CJ is. She's definitely a Miss Universe. I remember her. She's definitely a Miss Universe. She got the fierceness down pack. I'm like, yes, girl. She was on fire. Unfortunately, it just didn't materialize. She's the newest queen maker in the Philippines. That's great. That's amazing that she is able to coach other women to success, because I can tell you that not a lot of title holders are good at coaching. Like I think they think that because they've been through it, that's what will make them a good coach. But I think coaching is a skill. I think it's a skill that you can develop over time. Some people just have a natural talent for it. But it is a skill that you can develop over time. And just because you can do something, it doesn't mean you know how to teach it. Teaching it is a very different thing, I find. And sometimes people will tell you you need to give me more hips when you walk, but they don't tell you how you can utilize your hips more in your walk. So that's the difference. Is like you have to teach people the how. And if CJ is able to do that, that's amazing. CJ is also now one of the pasarela coaches of Atisa. It's a rumor though. Ooh, okay. Well, Atisa's pasarela has not been, it hasn't been bad. Like, it hasn't been bad at all, even from last year. Like, yeah, it's not bad. So I'm excited now that you tell me that. Oh, I can't wait for prelims tomorrow. Atisa needs to bring it. Like, she needs to bring it. If she wants it, she gotta bring it. And I mean, I think she better bring it. Cause last year I was gung ho for her. I was very on her team. I was just very much like, this girl can do no wrong. Like, she is, she's on top of it. She's consistent. And then, I don't know. I don't think that she stage wise, and I'm sure that she really, really like, it just wasn't all the way there for me. But hopefully with CJ being her pasarela coach, she can step it up a notch. Because she's going to have there are some good walks this year. Based on what we've seen, there's some good walks this year. So I am very curious to see how she will manage that and like what she will bring to the stage that's different from last year. Let's go, girl. You could win. She can, don't get me wrong. Now, I think I see Miss World vibes and tendencies from her, but I do think that she is a strong contender to win. So will the stars align is what I'm trying to say. Let's see if the stars align, or will we have someone else? And I feel like one of her biggest competitors is going to be Montelupa. Um, Sinaloan is really good too. Like when I look back, let me look back at um my little list here at these walks, because Aquabaracas swimsuit walks, like yeah, to gig. Malay Aklan. Yeah, what the interview Luis Portales did with Atisa, Iana, Win-Win, and Zoe. Atisa was dominating them with her answers. Okay, okay. And see, that's the thing, right? Is we never get to see interviews, so we don't know how that goes. And when are they doing their interviews? Do you know? I'm wondering, are they gonna do them? As have they done them already? Are they doing? Do they normally do their interviews before prelims, or is it normally prelims, interviews, and then finals? Let me know. But if you've got several women who are stage amazing, like on top of it on the stage, and it has to come down to like speaking ability, then that's where she can edge them out, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't afford to be bad in any area. You kind of have to be you have to be consistent across the board at a minimum. Like, you can't be really great on stage and then really really bad at the speaking part of it. You kind of have to, it's an all-rounder kind of thing. You gotta have like someone who's, you gotta be decent in both. They gotta be on par. Or if like they're not on par, one can be slightly more elevated than the other, but this one cannot be down here. It has to be like in the middle for it to even out. I'll have to check out that interview. Yeah. But then you said that she was going to be city councilor, so like that doesn't surprise me that the speaking is there, because she's probably been doing a lot of speaking to begin with, and so I would expect that that would be her ace in the hole, is that speaking, is her ability to hold a conversation. But it's also about not just answering questions, but actually having personality and being engaging and someone that other people want to hear from or like watching. People tend to forget that Atisa can deliver vavavoom performances on stage, especially during prelims and finals. Girl was twirling like there was no tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. So, let's see. And I mean, she's represented internationally, so this is, maybe it's all just building up to that perfect moment for her to take the crown. Let's see. Let us see how it goes. But it will be interesting. Anyways, I think I'm gonna have to leave you guys here because I got quite a few things to go and do. But thank you guys as always for joining in. Like I said at the beginning, I will watch the prelims tomorrow evening, my time. Right now it's like it's after noon here, so it's after 12 here. So by the time Miss Universe Philippines prelims start and finish, I will just be waking up probably. So yeah, I will watch them tomorrow evening and then see if I can do a live either Tuesday or Wednesday the latest, because Wednesday's a public holiday here, so I will probably hop on and do a live in the morning on Wednesday. One last comment. She actually admitted she was very much in her head last year. She wants to live in the moment this year. Okay, that's great. That's great. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's like you could be good and have all the skills, and it comes down to that day, and you're just like mentally in your head, or something goes wrong and you make it into a bigger deal than that actually is, and it can totally mess up your performance. It is a performance that you have to give, and even though you can be practicing whole way through and have great skills, sometimes if your mindset is not top tier, it can really hold you back. So let's hope that she gets the mindset right. She lives in the moment. She has fun with it and just enjoys it. Because I'm guessing that this is her swan song. Like this is it for her. It seems like this after this there won't be any more pageants for her. So let's hope she goes out with a bang. Thank you and have a great week yourself and best of luck on your exams. And I will see you guys probably Wednesday. Um, I'll see because I gotta go vote on Wednesday and then do my live. So until next time, have a great week, everyone, and let's see how this Miss Universe Philippines prelims goes. Bye.